Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you the project file of the track called Beautiful Day. Link in the description to check out the official song. Alright, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm in FL Studio 2025 here, and I want to show you how I actually made this song. So without further ado, I'm going to actually quickly just play a little bit of the song. So you can kind of get a feel. Then I'm going to break down the whole project file and how I went about mixing it. This is going to be a light breakdown. If you want a deeper explanations on how I mixed and mastered this track and how I actually recorded it, the vocal harmonies, the beat production and whatnot, just let me know in the comments below. But you can also check out how I create beats over acapellas. Let's play this song.
I got this feeling in my heart, Yeah, I'm gonna have a great day. I'ma show up and play my part. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. Every morning when I wake up.
Alright, that's all we're gonna play for now. First and foremost, we're going to break down the whole track into segments. So I like to do, of course, the simplest way to do it is to imagine how this track was created. Of course, is the beat and then the vocals. You combine all of that and you glue it together and then it creates what I created here. But first, let's break down the beat. So we're going to mute the vocals first. We're going to go to the mixer track. And I know there's a lot going on here. If you want a full, deeper explanation into a technical breakdown into mixing and mastering, vocal mixing, how to glue, how to EQ, how to compress, and how to even just make things sound nice. Because if you listen to a lot of my acapellas, they sound nice. Anyway, okay, let's mute the vocals for now and just isolate the beat itself. Because the beat itself, with a beat that kind of sounds dry and dead, the vocals won't be able to come alive. So in order to complement the vocals and the beat as well, both need to kind of go hand in hand. Let's play the beat. This is the hook section. And then the verse, and you can see, but I think what we need to do is go into the nitty-gritties of each individual element. So initially there's a piano. This is how the piano sounds like. So how did I create that piano? I created that piano by using a VST called Contact. I think it's an instrument. It is an instrument, not I think, but it is. And this is the piano itself. Let me open it up and let's see if we can have it opened up. Okay, so cool. It is the grandeur. I use the grandeur, and these are the settings that I used. This plugin, amazing. I really love Contact plugins. They add that nice professional feel if you don't actually have a piano to actually record. Nevertheless, if we actually look at the piano roll itself, the pattern, this is the pattern that's been recorded. So essentially what it is, it's the vocal melody played on the piano, plus added arrangements around here. Some harmony there, just not a lot, but not chords, but melodies, notes. And the reason why I like playing notes is because it doesn't fill up the whole space of the track. I wanted to allow the melody to be or the chords to be played by other instruments within the track itself. But cool, that's the piano. What's next? We have the piano one. I think that's just the piano one. Next thing is this type of plugin, or not plugin, this instrument sound. Listen, it's kind of nice. Yeah. It's like a nice plucky paddy type of sound, and I got it from Massive X. So if we actually open up this pattern, go to the pattern itself, and this is the pattern roll here. So it sounds like this. So initially it was kind of dry, but then added reverb. I'll show you how I added the reverb afterwards. But if we open up the plugin itself, this is how it looks like. This is it. Just an all-luck preset. You can just browse the presets and you can search it up there. But this is how I played. This is what I played. You can see here. Here I kind of outlined more of the chords. You can see, you can hear that. Dun, 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 dun. And of course, added that with the piano itself, it kind of gives that rich flavor. And that's how I wanted it to be. And that's how it turned out to be. So if we play those two together, you can see the pluck or the Massive X itself, this here, adds to the piano. Cool. The next part now, after those two main instruments, I think in this whole song I had those two main instruments, and of course you can see I added some strings and the bass, and then of course the percussion and then the vocals. Simple, very simple. Allows for clarity when the vocals come to shine. Anyway, next thing is the percussion. Let's play the percussion, let's solo the percussion itself, and you just hear. I kind of looped this throughout the whole thing, but throughout the whole track as well, I kind of just played with the arrangement and decided where I wanted things to go. This is the percussion. Alright, let's see what's going on there. Let's unpack it. So I've kind of just created one whole pattern for the percussion. I just wanted to loop it because it all sounded good. I didn't need to go individually to create separate. But you can do that if you want to have, like, it's up to you. Anyway, first thing I added was this rim shot. Let's solo that. Solo. It's like a Latin. Then I added a clap. Ready? Oh. After that clap, I added the second clap to kind of give it more flavor. Then added the shaker can. This effect. You're gonna hear it. Just like some nice percussive sounds. I really like percussion over just the general hi-hat and snare type thing. I like adding the full variety of percussion sounds, especially the ones that get you grooving. Anyway, the next one is the bongo. I added it like this, like that. Added another one. See, so it adds without anything else. It just adds that ooh. You can now add extra like instruments on top of that. Then the hi-hat came in. Simple hi-hat. Then another clap. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then I added like a drill snare. Wait for it. Yeah. Then the part we've been waiting for, I'm gonna play the rim first, then I'm gonna play the kick, and I'll show you how the kick sounds like. This is the rim is kind of like glued in extra there. And then the kick. Listen to the kick. Okay. And then of course we added the crash. So that's the percussion there. Like with that, everything that we can hear everything now, and listen how it sounds like. Wait, we need to unmute the other stuff. Yeah, you should be able to get the gist now. Then of course on top of that I added something like this. Let's listen to this. Just solo this one. This is a GMS FX. So it's just one of these, this Ghosts TE sound effect preset. It's under the Basses Bank and it sounds amazing. Listen to it. Listen to it again, actually. Listen to it again. So this is the intro version and this is the full version here. Then I just kind of looped it out for the whole song. Then the next thing I added was a staccato. I love the staccato strings. That's it. Simple, very simple. For that, I just use the simple flex plugin, keeping things simple and easy and light on the CPU. Next thing was the bass. Was it the bass? Let's play it. Let's play it from this part because it loops. Very simple. Bass line, like a sub. It rolls nicely though. Like a legato type feel. at times. And this one, simple, flex. Alright, next part. After those instruments is the crash or the cymbal, simple. And then if you listen to all that, and then there's this part here. Let's check out what this is. Oh, it's the crash again, but I made it to appear more times when it transitions into the next part of the song. Alright, so that's the beat. That's the beat. As simply put, the beat repeats in various ways. But of course, I remove some elements and then add some elements. The whole song is quite simple, but it's quite a fun, uplifted type of track. So now, if we play all of that, muting the vocals. Let's mute the vocals. Yep, they're muted. Alright, cool. I think you get the gist. Now, if we look at the mixer, you may be wondering what is going on. Everything is essentially routed into the mixer are color-coded things. The reason why I color-code things, for example, the piano, the instruments, main instruments I use first into something I call the music bus. And then after the music bus routed into the main music bus, I should have renamed that for purposes' sake, for this tutorial sake. And of course, I got the instruments or the percussion all routed into the percussion bus, and then that's routed into the main music bus. I got the music verb, music delay. Those are buses for delays and reverbs and whatnot. And then I got the vocals. Let's move on to the vocals. The vocals are the main juice here, you know. Okay, so everything you're seeing here: lead vocals, lead vocal dubs. Vocal dubs essentially background vocals, a double take type thing to give it that extra widened effects. And of course, I got the stutter bus. I love using stutters. You're gonna see more of those in my videos here. The vocal background vocals and vocal dubs, I've got multiple of them. For every type of layer I have multiple mixer insert channels. Right, now we're gonna go straight into the vocals. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this, and we'll just highlight each vocal for now. All right. So the first thing, we're gonna play the vocals as it is all together as one whole unit. Let's play that. Let's unmute it also. Let's make sure it's unmuted, and just actually we're gonna just mute the music bus here. So let's play it.
I got this feeling in my heart.
Should we play? Actually, let's continue playing it for like this for now. Then I'm gonna play it without the effects and show you how it's like with the effects.
I got this feeling in my heart, feeling in my heart. Yeah, I'm gonna have it.
Play it from, let's say, verse 2, because I think we've kind of played it a lot from the first from the hook.
Transforming, I can feel you transforming me from the inside out. You took me for the fire, I was in, now I'm out. You done made me wiser, so I'll lift my hands and I will scream and shout. Behold, the glory of the Lord is here. Let's bow down and worship Him. For He deserves the glory, the glory.
Alright, wonderful, marvelous. Let's remove all the effects on the vocals except from the auto-tune. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, but let's remove all the effects. I can do that by pressing this button here, which is disable all the effects, and you're going to hear the vocals, the vocal bus at least, dry. The vocal bus, what I mean by the vocal bus, were all the vocal layers affected into one mix bus. So that's where I applied the majority of the effects to kind of add the glue, compression, and equalization. But we're going to listen to it now without all those major effects. Yeah.
I got this feeling in my heart, feeling in my.
Let's also remove or disable the reverb as well. That's doing a lot of the effects, making the effects heavy as well.
I got this feeling in my heart, feeling in my heart. Yeah, I'm gonna have a great day. I'ma show up and play my part. Have a beautiful day.
Alright, cool. We played that now. You can see how it sounds like without the main compression on the mix bus. But now we need to individually go to the, let's say, the mixer channel and then play one by one, okay, as we go along. First, of course, we have the lead vocal bus. That's where there's two lead vocals, and essentially I made the lead vocal 2. Okay, that's because when I recorded the song, I layered each part so I can record it. So if we play individually, how it sounds like completely dry with no effects on the lead vocal itself as well. But we keep the main effects, let's say the auto-tune, filter compressor, and F6 stereo, the EQ, and the auto leveler on.
I got this feeling in my heart, feeling.
You know what? Let's actually remove all the effects so I can actually show you how it sounds like dry. But actually, I'll have to leave it. Yeah, let me show you, and you can actually hear my voice as well. It's not gonna be the greatest, but
I got this feeling in my heart, feeling in my heart. Yeah, I'm gonna have a great day. I'ma show up and play my part.
Okay, and then without the other effects, but with the auto-tune.
Got this feeling in my heart, feeling in my heart. Yeah, I'm gonna have a great day. I'ma show up and play my every more. morning. When I wake up, I know you're by my side.
And then the lead vocal 2, this one here. So you can see how and why I actually recorded it in lead vocal 1 and vocal 2. Reason being because, of course, you can see here, they can't overlap, otherwise the auto-tune won't work effectively.
Every morning, when I wake up, I know you're by my side. Even when I'm snoring,
That's the auto-tune there.
I feel your peace, yeah,
Simple
deep
auto-tune.
inside. And that gives me peace that words can't.
Cool. After the auto-tune itself, of course, you can see there's a fruity compressor. So this is how it sounds like with the fruity compressor.
Every morning, when I wake up, I know you're by my side. Even when I'm snoring.
Just a simple compressor, a light one though, not too heavy. Then, of course, I have an EQ.
Every morning.
Dynamic EQ.
Every morning, when I wake up, I know you're by my side. Even when I'm snoring, I feel your peace, yeah, deep in.
Cool. And then, of course, I got this M Auto Leveler. Fantastic plugin.
Every morning.
It basically levels out the volume.
Every morning, when I wake up, I know you're by my side. Even when I.
So based on that itself, you can hear the natural effects, or not the natural effects, but the effects added onto the lead vocal and lead vocal 2. And then that's, of course, rooted into the lead vox bus, which on top of that, this is giving you the main lead vocal sound. Those effects that I just showed you, plus this on top.
Every morning.
So on top, this is essentially this.
Every morning.
This EQ.
When I wake up, I know you're by my side. Even when I'm snoring, I feel your peace.
After that EQ, we can see the next effect, which is sibilance, DS.
Transforming me from the inside out. You took me for the fight, I was in, now I'm out. You done made me wiser. So I'll lift my hands and I will scream and shout. Behold the glory of the.
Cool. Then after that, of course, the same thing with the auto leveler.
Transforming me from the inside out. You took me for the fight.
And then now with the vocal dubs itself, we can actually listen to the vocal dubs individually. Let's mute the lead vocal bus. So this is the vocal dubs. We'll play both of them at the same time with the effects.
Got this feeling in my heart, feeling in my heart. Yeah, I'm gonna have a great day. I'ma show up and play my part. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. Yeah, every morning when I wake up.
So essentially the main difference, the main addition added to the vocal dubs was the Ozone Imager 2, which is a stereo field widener. And that's what it does. It widens the vocals. Quite cool. And then the background vocal mixed in.
Got this feeling in my heart.
And let's play also the lead vocals as well.
I got this feeling in my heart. Feeling in my heart.
Play it from here.
Even describe.
Let's play it from here actually.
I feel like you've given me a brand new start to walk with you. And I know you've given me a brand new heart.
That's how it sounds like, of course. Now you can see also the plugins that I added there. Then of course the stutter. The stutter is an interesting one as well. But for that, I want to also that one that deserves its own video. But essentially it's a cool effect. It goes from left to right, pans left to right, and of course all of that is rooted into the reverb and the delay. Reverb here, I've used the Hala Vintage Verb.
I feel like you've given me a brand new start to walk with you.
And then of course that's I EQ'd that on top with this.
I feel like you've given me.
And then of course I use this plugin called Track Spacer, which allowed me to actually sidechain things. And you can see the reduction in the reverb as the vocals, because I sidechained the vocals into this plugin. More videos going deeper into what I just did here, or how I did it. But you can see the it's ducking the reverb to make space for the vocals, and that's a good thing, a cool thing about that. And of course, when I recorded onto this onto the playlist itself, these are the plugins I used. Actually, no, I didn't use this Track Spacer. I just used Fruity Compressor and EQ, simple, to record, and then I've routed into each individual insert. Then of course, that's mainly it. And if we played the whole thing again together, if we play now the vocals with the beat, you've already heard how it sound like. And then of course, apart from that, now it's just effects, cool effects, and the master of course just added the SSL comp and Ozone 9 elements mastering plugin. I can show you those plugins. Just a simple one. This one here is just a master bus compressor. I don't want to put it on now because it's going to be loud, but why not? Let's put it on. And then of course, let's mute the Ozone 9. You can see the compression that is taking place. Catches the extra peaks within the song, making it dynamically controlled. Then of course, the Ozone 9 elements, which is going to make the whole track loud. That's the song in a nutshell. Of course, there's some effects that I added here on the music bus, not on the music bus, on the music bus here, that gross beat, like my signature gross beat sounds and effects. Basic 7 is my favorite preset, and of course I added another one which is like a reverse type sound. So let me actually locate where I put that. I believe it's here.
Lift my hands and I will scream and shout.
Hear this?
You done made me wiser. So I'll lift my hands and I will scream and shout.
I just essentially created an automation clip and then placed that there, added limiters and whatnot. So that's the overview of the whole entire track. Very simple. And this song it's a simple arranged song, but it sounds very good and it's made very nicely. I made this song on the 22nd of December 2025. These are the lyrics. Lyrics also in the lyric description of the original song. It took me about 7 hours and 27 minutes to actually create from start to scratch. Why? Because my music creation process doesn't only involve, okay, I got this beat or I make a beat. I make everything from scratch, if that makes sense. And I'll be making more videos showing you guys my music creation process from scratch, how I record, write songs, do everything in one session. So this song, why it took me 7 hours, because I wrote the song, did everything. You'll see, you're going to see in future videos. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below what you actually want to see next. It's been your boy Tafflo. Peace out. God bless.